To my left, Idinabo Dixon. Good morning, Idinabo Dixon. Good to have you again.
Good morning,
Yes, we have
Kimberly. Good
you.
morning, my beautiful co
Co-host.
Elejowewe. Good
Allegedly.
morning, our valued listeners. You see, there's something I want to say. There's something happened to me this morning, and I was coming in with I was angry. I was a lot of things. Then when I got into the studio, I forgot what was wrong with me. There's something that gives me joy here.
Yeah.
I think I like it.
Oh. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's
Mhm.
good. So
I
this is
was
like
tell- I was
therapeutic.
yes, I was actually something happened to me.
Yeah.
So I
You're
didn't
just
quite
down.
like it.
When
I
you
was like,
came, you were having
so as I just was there approaching the studio, I
just
suddenly forgot. I forgot
yeah.
what I was thinking about,
It happens. It
and
happens to me too.
so it's good. It's nice.
All right, Florence Oladotun, the weekend is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Binabo. Our
Mhm.
valued listeners, good morning. It's a privilege to be alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Um, a lot of rural women, I feel that they are not included enough by, some of the movements. We're making progress when it comes to bridging the gap. When we talk
mm,
about gender
mm,
parity, disparity, yeah, gender
mm,
inequality anyway, we're bridging the gap. But, the need for rural women to be carried along by governments, by NGOs, CSOs, some would say it's very important. Well, now we'll start things off with this one before we talk more a bit about it, International Day for Rural Women. 30% of girls, women between the ages of 15-49 experience sexual abuse in Nigeria. That's coming from NAPTI. By the way, if you're listening to us, you can be a part of the conversation. Studio line 07000 That's 07000 So the Director General of the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTI, has informed that over 30% of girls and women between the age of 15 and 49 experience sexual abuse in the country. Dr. Wasiri Azi made the disclosure while commissioning the United Nations Funds for Population Activities and funded by some foundation who's doing a great job with that. And now they are talking about the fact that I'll quote what one of the key persons had to say. He said, "Child abuse constitutes 70% of reported cases of child abuse in Nigeria. There's a significant increase in the case of rape in the country as a whole. These victims are from the ages of 0 to 17 years, and you know." So Florence, let's hear what you have to say. I think it's pretty clear what this report is and saying that a lot of women, girls between the age of 15 and 49 experience sexual abuse in Nigeria. What would you say is the root cause or some of the root causes of this, and how do you think we can make progress?
thank you, Kim. Sexual abuse, 15%, 30% of women aged 15 to 49. I think that is understated because this statistic has not captured less than 15, which is quite huge. Every now and then we hear of young girls as young as 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, defined by their fathers, stepfathers, and the likes. It's a sorry development, it's a pathetic one, because what God has meant for enjoyment at the right time with the right person is now becoming traumatic. And we have seen the very, very untold consequences of this evil act. Some women have died in the process. I recall the lady in Akwa Ibom Cross River, that girl that was looking for a job and was raped and killed.
Sadly, yeah.
Some women have died.
Mm.
Some who have not died have suffered emotional trauma that they may not even be able to recover. Some get pregnant in the process, and unwanted pregnancy has its own antecedent consequences.
Mhm.
Attempt to abort,
Yeah.
leading to death.
Yeah.
Some carry these pregnancies when they are too young. They end up um, they end up increasing the statistic of maternal mortality. Some who don't die in the process end up with VVF. They are not dead, but they're actually dead because you are a woman, you leak urine, you leak feces. I mean, it's as good as you are dead. So it's a very, very horrible development. And of course, some of them have to drop out of school. So the cycle of poverty now goes on and on and on. So what is the way forward? In my opinion, stiffer penalties should be meted on the perpetrators. Stiffer penalties. I don't know what it is now. We hear all kinds of things. I don't know if it's paper. I don't know if it's media. I don't know what exactly. I mean, the punishment they are meting out onto perpetrators. But whatever it is, I think stiffer penalties that will make it unattractive, that will make people not want to do it. And beyond that, education, sex education. I think society has focused more on the on girl child. When you talk about sex education, it's all about, oh, don't let any boy sleep with you so that you don't get pregnant. Do we teach the boys also? Do we teach them to respect women? Do we teach them to zip up until they are ready to start families? Do we teach them on abstinence? Or I mean the boy child now. So I think education and stiffer penalties will be my recommendations.
All right. About
Okay. Looking at adding to what uh, Florence had said, I mean, the statistics, of course, they did not capture everybody, because you see, when you say that, when we know that in some parts of Nigeria, they give out girls, below 18 in marriages, and any child, any girl that is below 18 and has been given out in marriage is been abused. You understand? Because she is yet to even understand herself very well, let alone having to, hold forth the home front. You understand? So all of these things are there as we speak. But then again, I'm looking at, you see, there are some cases that have become so public, and then after some time, we just keep quiet on it. And that is the case of Ochanya. When I read this story about the 30% and all that, the story of Ochanya came to my mind. You remember the story of Ochanya in Benue State?
yeah.
A 13-year-old young girl who was she was living with her maternal uncle,
Yeah.
one Andrew Obuja, who was a lecturer. Yes, a lecturer in the Benue Polytechnic.
Okay.
I think the story started like the boy, his son Victor, was abusing the girl sexually and all that. And probably he got to him, he got the wind of it, and started doing his own too. So right from the girl was age 5 till she was 13, that is for 8 long years, they were abusing this girl sexually, and they had a mother in the house, and nothing was done until this girl came down with VVF, the disease that Florence just mentioned.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
vaginal fistula.
Yeah.
What is it
Yeah.
called? But vesical vaginal fistula, where you can. I mean, incontinence is the problem. You cannot hold anything. Any excretion comes out by itself. You don't have the power to hold it. And this girl was admitted into the hospital, and that was when the case was made public. And the boy, the son, as at then was at large. The father, who was apprehended till when I went to look for the story, they said they adjourned the hearing till October this year, October 8th. Until now, we have not had anything. I mean, this thing happened. This girl died in 2018, October 18. That is in the next few days. It's going to be 3 years, and with all of the evidence, I don't know what the court is still looking for. With all of the evidence, this man is still, I don't know what they have done to him.
So the mother in the house, she didn't notice, or
You know what we talk about when some women would see and look the other way. Probably they said the man, the accused is a maternal uncle. Probably she will feel that okay, or maybe it's a home where the woman had no say. If you talk, you will receive 2 blows, and your eyes will see red. So you have to keep quiet and condone whatever is going on. This is so bad. So I'm at this point appealing to the Benue State government. This thing was at the desk of the First Lady. I don't know how it left our desk. That for 3 years we haven't heard anything. No proper justice has been served. This girl is dead now.
Sure, the parents didn't settle out of court, because usually these are the issues.
No, as
Sometimes.
of the last time the case was adjourned till 8th of October this year, the family members were still on the case. You understand? So my pain here is when the news broke out, there were so many people. Some of them call themselves NGO. See, we have NGOs and we know them, and we have those who are hiding under that guise to do whatever they're going to do. Let us call a spade a spade. It is not right. They should stand and follow it through and see that justice is served. This girl is dead, she's gone. But how does our case serve as a deterrent to others? How does our case encourage others who are in this situation to come out, to speak out? Because even as we are on the campaign, on the advocacy of, gender-based violence must be, I mean, we need a total, end to it and everything. Sometimes you see that we make some progress, then we retrogress. Consistency is our problem. We have to be consistent. If we are not, if we become seasonal, this season all of us are shouting. The next season we have gone quiet. Don't let anybody keep your mouth zipped. The days of reticence are over.
Well, justice is very expensive in Nigeria. And there was a time I was even going to sue, an organization, and then the price the lawyer was even calling. Justice is actually very expensive.
It
To
is.
be honest, it is. That's why a lot of people don't follow through sometimes. And even now, there's this special court for that the federal government is saying they're going to set up for sexual and gender-based violence.
Yes.
And we're hoping that that will come and factors won't work against it, so that we can people that everyone can have a voice, women can have a voice, because it's not just underage girls. Now even women, the report stated that even women at 49, they are still sexually abused. And there is even the issue of marital rape that a lot of people haven't even accepted yet, that that's a thing. Some people say as long as you've married the woman, it's not abuse
She's your
against her.
property,
She's
whatever
your
you want to
property.
do with her.
Yes, you just force. There was a case. There was a story that we heard of in the UK at the time. I think the family. I don't know how it died down, but the man actually forced the wife to bed through the back. This trending anal, what's it called? And then the wife was in pain for years, crying. She had to leave the marriage. But here in the UK, I don't know how they just like she said, some cases come up and then they die down. I don't know if she forgave him or so things like that happen. Now, this one we should have taken yesterday, but for the sake of time, 18-year-old girl emerges a Rivers commissioner. Now, an 18-year-old girl, Miss Sophia Oyibo, yesterday assumed office as the Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communication. Her emergence followed an intensive essay competition in the state where she claimed the first position, scoring 79% to defeat 14 others. Sophia was declared an ambassador of the River State Ministry of Information and Communication with a cash prize of 60,000 naira, whereas Big Brother Nigeria people are winning 60,000 naira.
You don't.
And in
Who do
Big
you
Brother
blame?
Nigeria people are winning 90 million just
Who,
by
who do
staying
you
and
blame?
dancing.
Yeah, when people don't sponsor the right cause.
So, and of course, they gave her a plaque as well. Now, Paulinus Nsirim, who vacated the seat for the secondary school leader for 30 minutes, said it was necessary to encourage young people that they can become famous and earn good reputation through hard work, honesty, and integrity, and not just through reality shows. Nsirim said, and I quote, "I got the feedback that made me feel very bad about the prizes we were to give the winners. People asked, why would the prizes for an intellectual competition be 50,000, 30,000, 20,000? They said, didn't I see how much you were getting off reality shows?" And, so he went on, he said some more, but, making her Rivers Commissioner for Information and Communication, don't you think they are age appropriate roles?
It
18
was
is quite early.
it was just for a moment.
Just for a moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you read, they said he vacated his office for 30
30
minutes.
minutes.
There's something this will do to this girl. You see, it will forever. It will become indelible
Yeah.
in her memory. So those who are complaining and doing the comparison, I don't really blame them. But
Yeah.
you see, we have so many organizations, and people are people go into such projects for profit reasons. You understand?
Yeah.
If there are other, very, encouraging motives, like, okay, we want to, to encourage these Nigerian students to do better, educationally and all of that, it's a different ballgame. There are programs, even on TV, they have competitions where they give out prizes, but of course,
Yeah.
it is not in millions. So you see, even in university, there was a particular university, I'm not going to mention the name of the university now. 10,000 naira was given to the best graduating students.
I think was it a medical side? I think I saw that.
Something like that. A valedictorian, you're giving that person 10,000 naira.
In
So,
2021.
do you understand? No, what do you think I do now? Whether you think I buy something, give him friends, celebrate or what? So you see, if we don't encourage, our youths in this manner. Somebody else will come and encourage them in the other way. That is what we are getting. Let the competition start. You understand? That is my point. It's not enough sitting down somewhere and saying this particular program, this particular whatever, the winner got so and so million. You come out as an organization and encourage, counter it. I even heard that there's a particular program coming up that's going to counter it. I'm waiting.
We're waiting.
I'm looking forward. You
Because we don't
understand?
know how these are part of the issues. You put people in the house, the reality, they're promoting all sorts of,
Do
Do you understand? And some of them will come out and say they were only playing to a script.
Mhm.
So who are we deceiving here?
We shouldn't even talk about that. Let's not spoil our.
No, but the truth is,
It's-
we have a lot of people like 2021
Mm.
looking to go into this. Now, a lot of people would turn down these essay competitions and, school competitions because they feel like, why should I waste my time to do this
Why
when I
don't I
can?
look for the
you
one
But
that
Florence, who do you blame? I blame
Sorry.
us. Because if you bring your wares out to sell and you don't have patronage,
Mm,
my dear, you go carry enter house again now.
true,
Or you go do banjo
true.
sales so that they can come and buy below the
All
Sorry,
right.
I want to.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
yeah.
want to take us back a bit on the
Mm.
gender-based violence issue.
Mm.
Binabo mentioned that sad story of that
Mm.
girl that the
Mm.
mother of the house was aware, and
Mm.
what did she do? I think many of us in Nigeria still commit what we call the sin of silence when nobody wants to talk. And it is time for us to begin to impress it in our children to be able to speak out. They should not keep things to themselves. I don't know. This girl suffered this for 8 years or so.
And she
I don't
died.
know. I don't know the first time she spoke. I don't know who she spoke to. Our children should be taught to speak. Our mothers also, because in a school setting, sometimes when you give reports to mothers, they tell you don't let daddy hear. And I'm like, what are you saying?
Mm.
Daddy has to hear. Let everybody hear. Let's blow it up. So mothers, fathers, children, everybody must learn to speak and speak for the right, for truth, for justice.
Mhm.
So we should not turn the other eye
So
because
that's
it could
breaking
be
the silence
breaking
culture.
the silence
But those the
culture.
parents too, like you said, they need to be more attentive as well because I don't know how the millennial mothers or Generation X mothers are handling it, but for the older generation, fear will not even allow you to say this person touched me because the mother will you shut up.
That's why mothers and fathers now should be their children's friends so that the children can open up to them.
I don't
Children
entirely
can.
buy to that idea of being friends with your child. I think you should be a parent, and because this whole friendship thing is one of the problems I think we're having. I think
If
a
you
lot of
if you if you
parents
don't
are-
have if you don't have
are
sorry, Kim,
being
if you don't
Mm.
have a sort of relationship with your mom as a young girl or your dad, there are some things you won't share with them.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
your
Or they
friends,
can-
your friends in school, your age mates or your peers that you talk to, many of them are not in a better position. They're not in a position to advise you correctly.
My counselor, will, for example, will not necessarily be my friend. If I need counsel, I would go to my
At
parents.
what age?
I wouldn't. No, there's a way you know how to.
You see,
work
you
your
see, you
child.
see, it
This
depends. It
friendship
depends,
thing-
Kimberly. Sorry, it depends on your interpretation of being friends. Being friends with your child.
Mm.
You see, or I mean, being friends with your children, rather. You see, what that means is get close to your children, understand their daily activities. There are some like for me, if I look at my child, I know individually, I know how they are on a daily basis. If I'm seeing a shift in in the activity of a particular child, I begin to wonder what's going on. Are you sad? What is this and that? I will not ask immediately, but I'll be monitoring, I'll be watching. If this continues, then there is need to ask.
Mm.
Like I remember there was a particular story that I shared here that a mother, she had a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, two girls.
Mm.
So and she had her cousin, her husband, and her husband's cousin living with them.
Mm.
So she wanted to use this petroleum jelly, petroleum jelly. So when she took it and she was opening it, the younger girl said
Yeah.
that mommy, what are you doing with what uncle used to use?
Mm.
Do you understand?
Oh,
If she wasn't, they were all around her
Mm.
looking at what she was doing.
Mm.
Yeah.
If she was the strict one that said, no, go and stay in your room. Go and
Shut
stay-
up.
She wouldn't have got to. She said, what was uncle?
You know,
That's how she got to know that. The guy was actually abusing them.
Mm.
But thank goodness there was no penetration.
you know,
But it was messing around with the children.
there was a famous TV host that actually took her 19-year-old son to a strip club. and she got a lot of backlash. I'm sure that in a bit with friends, this whole friendly thing, she took the child out to not just a club, strip club,
Mm.
a 19-year-old. Even if the child is an adult, but a lot of people frown at it. So anyway, if you're listening to us, 07000 917 917, that's the studio line.
Can we talk? I can talk.
There's an advert. I want to take a hike.
You see,
You know, some children cannot even talk to their parents.
they can't because they are afraid. They cannot.
Going up. Now let's talk about bread and eating bread that is made with Mama Gold flour. Everybody and almost everybody likes to eat bread. Young or old, rich or poor, student or worker. Eating bread is one thing that cuts across all strata of society. Now, whether it's with eggs, whether it's with akara, whether it's with moi moi, or even sandwiches, we all love the taste and satisfaction we get from our soft, nutritious, and delicious loaves of bread. Bread is one of the most consumed foods in today's busy society. And if you look around you, you realize that there are almost as many bakeries as there are streets, all providing different options of taste, variety, size, packaging, and so on for your delicious loaves of bread. But did you know that there is bread? Bread is not just bread. There is bread, and there is bread that is baked with Mama Gold flour. Bread that is baked with Mama Gold flour is fluffy, tasty, and nutritious because it is made from high quality wheat inside a world class manufacturing facility. And in addition to having the right balance of nutrients to support your body's needs, it also has vitamin E. It is also vitamin A fortified, so it supports your vision, your immune system, your cells, and skin health. Mama Gold Flour has also received numerous recognitions and awards for its consistent quality and performance. So now that you know this, be sure that you only eat bread that is made with Mama Gold Flour. The question now you're probably asking is, how do you know bread that is made with Mama Gold flour? Very simple. Whenever you want to buy bread, look out for the Mama Gold partner bakeries that have the Mama Gold flour signboard in front. There are several of them located across Lagos and Ogun State. When you buy from these bakeries, you can be very sure that the bread that you are buying is not only very soft and tasty, but also contains the right nutrients to support your body's natural needs, nutritional needs. You may also ask, what if there are no Mama Gold partner bakeries in my area? Then simply ask your bakery whether they're using Mama Gold flour. And if they are, they need to sign up to become a Mama Gold partner bakery by calling Juliana on 0816 976 2530. Juliana on 0816 976 2530. Also, one of the benefits of becoming a partner bakery is that they get free training on how best to operate their bakery to ensure that they are consistently producing high quality and delicious and also nutritious loaves of bread. So, once again, anytime you want to eat bread, better make sure you eat bread that is made with Mama Gold flour so you are sure that the bread you're eating is not only soft and delicious, but also contains the right balance of nutrients to support your body's needs. So what are you waiting for? Mama Gold flour, quality flour for correct bread. Don't miss this. So we have just this panorama, the pack advert. There's another advert by 9:55, but we'll be all right. Okay, let's go up now. All right, so you're listening to us. The studio line is 07000 917 917. We're just going over how, an 18-year-old, I think, we drifted, we went back to sexual violence, but there's a lot to talk about when we want to talk about women issues and, issues that we have to deal with in society today. Now, International Day of Rural Women. All right, the theme for this year, it's actually celebrated on the 15th of October annually and to celebrate rural women across the world. This year, the theme of the day is Rural Women Cultivating Good Food for All. International Rural Women Day intends to eradicate discrimination faced by women in rural areas. While gender equality and empowerment are key issues involved with women and their rights, it's important to fight against poverty, hunger, and malnutrition faced by women in rural areas. So, if you'd like to add to some of the issues you think rural women have to deal with, and how they can be included.
Okay, I would just say that rural women should not be left for when it is time for electioneering activities.
Mm.
They should be part of all of the activities going on, even in the urban centers. These rural women are the ones that are giving us food. They are always on the farms, working on the farms and everything. And in some cases, they don't even, because of cultural practices, they don't even get to own their own lands to farm on. They are mostly either being hired as workers on farms or they are working on their husbands' farms. So there are women who can afford to have their own farms and, run it successfully and all that. So I think it's high time we give them the chance to do that. And also, let us see, I always, even in states, you see, a lot of times the development are mostly within the city centers, and some towns that are very close to the city centers get to benefit a little. Governments should take development to the extremities of their states. When you do that, you would capture every part of your state, because most cases, if you go to the extremities, that's where we have the rural women. If you go to these extremities and then the villages,
Mm.
you see some villages, to even access the village is a problem.
Problem.
I went to a particular village, we had to park somewhere,
Mhm.
and then my friend would say we leg it. You understand?
Yeah.
So take development to every nook and cranny of your state.
Mm.
That will open up a lot of benefits to these rural women.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you see, if you go to a place at a particular time and make promises, because you have made a lot of promises to a lot of people, for example, as a governor.
Yeah.
By the time you go to you are elected and you are in your office, how many will you remember? But if on your table, your timetable says your development must touch everywhere in your state, in the course of that, you will get to understand, you get to know about the problems facing rural women.
Mhm.
Because generally, being a woman in itself is like is a problem
Yeah.
because of what we have been discussing
Yeah.
here, you know. And also, in all of this, we need to engage community elders, those who are influential in various communities.
Yeah.
We need to let them understand that in anything that they are doing, they need the support of the women. They need to involve the women. Because some of these problems that we are having, if you look into some of our culture,
Mm.
it is we have some aspects of our culture that is a problem
Yeah.
to the women.
Mm.
So if we can look inwards, if we can engage our traditional rulers,
Mm.
our community elders, all our gatekeepers in our communities, in our rural communities, to understand that look, all hands must be on deck. It takes two people to give birth to a child.
Yeah.
So why should at the end of the day one person will
One
not be?
person
Do
makes
you
all the
understand?
decisions.
Let us come together and pull ideas and do the needful.
Beautiful. All right.
Thank you.
Hello. Good morning, Panorama. Ambrose. How you doing? A long time now. Oh. Oh. So where are you calling from this morning? All right.
Thank you.
That's good. Is this coming from a man in the 21st century? All right, go ahead. your son's wife will most likely also, take the property. But anyway, every opinion is valid anyway. But these are the kind of mindsets that we need to fix. Because at the end of the day, some women will be left out because of things like this. Like, okay, I'd rather give her money than property. And it's not fair. I think even the Queen of England reversed the fact that it mustn't be a man to take over, the throne and things like that. A woman should be carried along in every way. But now I'm still on the rural women. Yeah. You want to say something?
Yes,
I want
yeah.
to go to Florence. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Just,
Rural women.
yeah, I wanted to ask you now that policymakers in Nigeria now have been charged to face the rural women for their role in boosting national food production, which has contributed greatly, like even Abo has established to national economic development. Now, this is coming from the UN decrying that there is lack of access to land by Nigerian rural women. So policymakers should look into this. And let's also hear what you have to add to this.
Okay, rural women. I think this year's theme is quite apt because we are going through food scarcity or food shortage. So anything that will help to boost food production is actually on point. I'm from a rural area, so I know I'm familiar with the women and the girls there, and I can say quite categorically that women and girls in the rural areas are very very hardworking, but unfortunately they remain poor. Why do they remain poor? And you see them in every aspect of the chain. For instance, take cassava. Women are involved in cassava production. They grow cassava on their farms. Another set of women take it from there, they process into gari. Another set of women take it from there, they make eba.
Let's squeeze in this one. That's the
Okay.
last call for the
Okay.
morning.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Chief. Yes, this is
This is
Florence and
Florence.
been about this.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Chief.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. All right, Florence, go ahead.
So we're talking about land. This report is saying land. It shouldn't just be land. The focus is not just on land. It takes much more than land to produce. I think women should have extension services offered to them. Many of them are not educated, and they have used the same practices from year to year. A lot of things are coming, a lot of innovations, how they can get higher yield for whatever they are doing. So extension services, herbicides, pesticides, fertilizers, what they are going to plant, the seedlings, cassava cuttings, all these things should be given to them to encourage them, to boost them. And more importantly, who buys up their products? Many of them produce, they don't have storage facilities. And some of these things are perishable. Imagine tomatoes now. A woman has a tomato farm, she has baskets of tomatoes. Everything is ripened at the same time. How many of such will she sell at a time? How does she store? How does she process? So it means if those things are wasted, she's back to square one. So year in, year out, rural women struggle with all these things. And so I think that the government should focus on them much more. And on their own part, they should also constitute teams. When they are part of teams are easier to help, teams are easier to handle rather than individuals. So all these are empowerment should be targeted at maybe cooperative schemes or groups of women, maybe women planting tomatoes, women planting vegetables, women planting, so that they can access some of these facilities.
You
Okay,
wanna
to add to what Florence said, I think most of them already are into various
Yeah.
teams like cooperatives and everything. The government should look at their roads and understand, because sometimes it takes longer period for a vehicle to come into the villages to convey the produce back to
Yeah.
the cities and all that. So once that one is taken care of and every other necessary things are in place, I think we are good to go. But I want to quickly respond to Ambrose's comment.
Cultural.
You see, I'm not. You see, Ambrose, I understand his standpoint. You understand? A lot of times, when a lady has property, she will tell you she doesn't even know that this guy loves her or not. Everybody wants to marry her because of what she has.
Yeah.
Having said that, how are we bringing up our girls? You understand? Because if I have a daughter, Apples is saying the same thing. He's literally saying that he will bequeath properties to her. Because if you have 1 billion naira to give to your child,
Yeah.
it is equivalent to a property that is worth 1 billion naira. But I understand he is like, okay, let it be that she's the one that does whatever she wants to do with the money. Not that a property, there's an attachment that you tie to a property. So when you see it go elsewhere, it's like, you understand? So I feel that first we should understand, how do we bring up our girls? You understand? A girl should be brought up to respect everybody, not just whether you are a man or you are an older person. Respect everyone. Every human being deserves to be respected. Having said that, then if my daughter is bringing home a man to marry, the way I brought her up, she should have understood the kind of man he is. You don't bring in Oloju
Yeah.
to come and usurp everything, and then do you understand? So it depends on how you bring them up. Because if I have to give my daughter money, she might use the money to get a property for herself, and the man will still come and take it. So how have I trained her? Then who is this man coming in? Are you coming in to take everything? There should be, family meet.
And also giving to your daughter means giving to your grandchildren as well.
Exactly.
You
So
have
it's not
grandsons,
actually
so
living
it's
the
not
family.
it's not living the
Like
family, because
Amo
Yes.
said.
when you have a
Mm.
grandson, even if the husband it's still your grandson that takes the
Yes.
property. All right, so final words. Unfortunately, there's no time to talk about widows, the plight of widows. There's a case where the widow dragged the brothers of her late husband to court over inheritance. And I think women all over, in cities, in rural areas, they get to face this particular issue. And widows have it tough. Hopefully on Monday, we'll have that conversation extensively. Now let's get your final words, ladies. About Dixon.
Okay, I want to say that concerning this gender-based violence and all that,
Yeah.
just like we said, I mean, advocacy should be taken to the rural areas. When you're taking this advocacy to the rural areas, we should engage community elders, our gatekeepers, all the men should be part of it. Because just like a friend was trying to, establish that you don't talk about the girls and is my body, is my body. Let the boy know that he shouldn't touch. So that we don't even get to have to struggle with somebody wanting to touch me and me say no. The boy should know that he shouldn't even touch in the first place. So we need to engage our daddies and fathers, our leaders in the rural areas. Engage our youths, engage the boys. You understand? When you engage them, let them understand the reasons why all of these things shouldn't be done. Once they have a clear-cut understanding, the problem is more than half solved.
But Florence, now your final words, and also, do you think people, being scared to take advocacy to the rural areas? Do you think it's partly because of, spirit religious belief? A lot of people blame village people for a lot of things. So nobody wants to go to the village, and you won't know where your problem is coming from. So, but that was an enlightening. But then
I think if you have any good thing to offer, don't be afraid to take it to wherever you are led to take it to. I don't subscribe to that. Rural people also need enlightenment. They need to enjoy their lives. I mean, we're just privileged. Many of us came from the rural areas, so it's just a privilege. Few times I've gone back home to visit my parents. I see some of my mates and I'm like, God, thank you for the privilege you have given me. Some of them have aged so badly, and you'll be wondering, actually, we went to primary school together. So we shouldn't, whatever we can do to assist them, to bring them out of their ruts. Don't let us be scared to do that.
village people, the fear is real.
I know. See,
Well, that's how we're gonna
your approach matters. So you don't bargain on people. You gradually,
gradually
go in.
Please let
continue
sex
the
education take root from the home. Let fathers and mothers wake up and teach their children, boy child, girl child.
Yeah. All right. So we'll continue the conversation on Monday. Thank you very much, ladies. Even about Dixon. Thank you very much. And of course, Florence Oladutu. Thank you. And of course, to myself. I'm saying thank you to myself for
Well
talking
done.
for how many?
Well
Since
done.
5:30 a.m. All right. So the program continues. Radio Doctor is over 10 o'clock. Daniel Adaja will be your host. And stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of today's broadcast from all of us at Women Radio. Say thank you for staying tuned.
They should come and do their video so that you can get up.
Well, so you go on break after this.
We're supposed to do it together, but one, I've been talking since
I know,
five.
I can imagine. It is well.
Yeah.
We can't. Where is this?
But the
Let
good
them come
part
and
is
do the
once
remove the
I'm
video
from
so that we
12
can get
I'm
off.
free. That's the good part.
Where are they?
Pardon?
They are coming. I said the good part is that from 12 I'm free.
Okay, for the rest of the
Yeah,
day.
for the
Okay,
rest
that's
of
that's
the duration of
I was still going to send an message to you to come and see us.
the
Okay.